Hello? Your Health is Calling, where holistic health meets practical solutions for your well-being. With your host, speaker, New York Times bestselling author, Sue Kostyk, a seasoned holistic health practitioner and longevity coach. Join Sue each week to embark on a journey to uncover the root causes of your health concerns. Through a personalized approach, learn how to decode the messages your body is sending and craft natural protocols to address them. Call in live at 888-994-4995 Studio A.
Good morning and welcome to Hello, Your Health is Calling. I'm Sue Kostyk. I'm an integrative health practitioner, and the show is all about listening to what your body's telling you. And in integrative health, we kind of approach our situations a little bit differently, actually a lot differently than conventional. And we listen to what our body's telling us. The symptoms that we're feeling are not necessarily that your body's messing up. It's giving you a sign. It's, kind of shouting out to you sometimes that there's something that we need to address. And finding those things is a little bit like peeling an onion. There's so many different layers. So through integrative health and functional lab testing, we figure out why you are actually having those symptoms and what we can do in a natural way to make sure that those symptoms go away. We're not putting a Band-Aid on any of your symptoms. We're actually going to find out the real reasons, underlying reasons why these symptoms are occurring, and rebalancing you with traditional Chinese medicine, with ancient Ayurvedic medicine, to make sure that those symptoms go away and stay away. Even chronic situations, even autoimmune situations, everything is figure outable. So today we're very close to Thanksgiving. So I decided that we are going to talk about gratitude, and really not from a perspective of, gosh, you need to be more grateful for things, but how it actually impacts your overall health and well-being. So we will jump to a brief commercial, and when we come back, we're going to dive into gratitude and why this should be a habit in your life. We'll be right back.
Hello? Your health is calling. Feeling bloated, low on energy, dealing with hormone imbalances? Integrative health coach Sue Kostyk is here to assist you. Reach out to Sue for practical health solutions guided by her professional training as a holistic coach. Sue specializes in identifying the underlying causes of health issues and restoring balance. Don't let your health concerns impact your well-being. Contact Sue Kostyk today at 917-362-5176 or via email at sue@symmetryhealthandwellness.com and take the first step towards a healthier, happier you.
You've been watching Hello, Your Health is Calling. Join me as we dive into the realms of longevity, nutrition, stress management, and toxin removal, all without the use of harsh pharmaceuticals. And now, back to the show.
Okay, so welcome back. So we are going to dive into gratitude, and gratitude as not something that is said you should have gratitude, you should be grateful for everything. But gratitude is one of those things that I don't think that people give a lot of power to in your overall well-being. So why should we make gratitude a habit? Gratitude is one of those things that changes chemistry. It's scientific, it's been proven over and over in studies, but we really need to make it a habit. It's very easy to get into just kind of a zone of just feeling like we don't have enough, or that everything is just doom and gloom. So what is gratitude? Gratitude, it turns what we have into enough. You know, there's so many definitions of gratitude, and it really means to be grateful. It just means to be grateful, to recognize, appreciate, acknowledge those positive aspects of your life. Honestly, there is something that you can always identify with that you're grateful for. Even if you are rock bottom in the worst place possible, I guarantee you, if you think hard enough, there is something, even if it is like, I'm grateful for my bed every night. If you're very sick and that's where you spend most of your time, just little things like that. So when we talk about gratitude, there's different aspects. There's different things that go into gratitude. We need to be aware. Grateful people, they're mindful of the good things in their lives, big or small, and take notice of them. People who walk around just grateful for their surroundings and stuff, they have a smile on their face. They have a skip in their step. When you acknowledge being grateful to others, to different external factors that contribute to your well-being, rather than taking them for granted, acknowledging the fact that your body is an amazing miracle. Even if you are very unwell, whether it's physical or mental, your body is a miracle and it's fighting to live. That is its only job, is to live and survive. So maybe what you're going through is your body giving you that signal that you need to pay attention to something. And that's miraculous in itself, that, it just doesn't break down completely. So, in the expression of gratitude, that's another aspect. It's how we express our gratitude. It's, thankfulness and reflection. Reflection is a huge part of gratitude. If we can stop long enough from our busy lives to reflect on certain things that just really make us grateful, there's so many things, like I said earlier, that we can find. If you go outside, you can find so many things to be grateful about in nature. Our perspective is everything. You've heard it over and over again. Perspective, gratitude, it shifts your perspective. It shifts from what you're lacking to, what is present. Can you be content in what you have and what is present and find the abundance? So those are the aspects of gratitude. So what is gratitude not? There are some things, because we all go through lots of challenges, and gratitude is not ignoring challenges. It's not pretending that everything is okay. Gratitude is meant to coexist. It's, it coexists with struggle. And if you focus on some positive aspects while you're struggling, even through diversity, focusing on something that you can be grateful for, it's not ignoring the struggle or what you're going through. It's just trying to maybe shift your perspective. It doesn't require grand gestures. If there's life-changing events, it doesn't require you to, just like I said, forget what you're going through. It can be simple. It can be just a moment in the day that something strikes you that, like, hey, I may be going through something really bad right now, but I'm grateful that I can go to my refrigerator and have fresh food. It's very different. When you can start shifting your perspective, not ignoring the challenge, but shifting the perspective, that is going to really, it's going to help. Even if it's just going outside and looking at the sunset, that literally scientifically will shift your perspective. So, what can you be grateful for? There's some examples. You can be grateful for someone who's supporting you. Examples are some support that you're getting if you're going through a rough time. Just feeling appreciative for some support, enjoying a moment of peace, reflecting on some personal growth. Examples of being grateful are not hard to find. You can thank someone who has positively impacted you. If you're going through a struggle and there's someone that just keeps coming alongside you, then that is a great time to just reach out and be thankful, even though it is rough, even though, if you're in a really rough mental state, or if you're in a, bad, low health challenge, reaching out to those people who have been supporting you is going to be super helpful. So those are, what is gratitude, what is not gratitude, but how can gratitude actually positively affect your health? There are many things that can happen. There's so many scientific phenomena that have happened. People have had really, really positive outlooks on life and extended their life through a terminal diagnosis. So how can gratitude actually affect you positively in your health and well-being? So gratitude does reduce stress and inflammation. We talk a lot in integrative health about cortisol, and when you start to be grateful, it reduces your stress. The cortisol starts to lower, and as I've said in previous podcasts, excessive stress and chronic stress is really what leads us to all sorts of health issues, heart disease, high blood pressure, autoimmune situations. So when we start to be a little bit more grateful and positive about things, then that just automatically reduces your stress. Stress worsens your illness. And I know that when you are in a situation that, if it's your health, a loved one's health, that is stressful. I went through it for 3 years with my daughter when she went through her leukemia, and it affected my health. There's no way that you cannot be stressful. It really affected my health, but on the other side, I was able to regain my health after I found integrative health. So, but what I wanted to say is, I'm not telling you that you're not supposed to feel stress while you're going through something hard. But if you can find something good, we always try to find the blessing in anything that happened that was outside of what was expected during her treatment. Whether it was getting the right nurse to access her veins, or finding out that, her immune system was higher so she could fight infection. So there are things that you can always find. It enhances positivity, and gratitude enhances your immune system. It's scientific. You can look up all sorts of studies on PubMed about this. And again, with a stronger immune system, you are going to be able to reduce your stress. It improves your mental state. The recovery rates are proven, scientifically proven, are quicker when you start to show gratitude and include positivity in your journey. So it also improves your mental health. When you shift your focus from fear and negative emotions, all of a sudden calm and control is replaced. It's the same thing with fight or flight or rest and relax. I talk about this ad nauseum in my podcast, that, there are the yin and the yang of all sorts of things. And when you are fearful and negative, then you're not rested and relaxed. You're not calm and in control. And when you're managing some kind of health or mental issue that is causing you a lot of undue stress, when you can try to shift back into that calm and control, it's going to help you manage chronic illness, and it's going to help you speed up recovery. If you had a surgery that is taking a long time to recover from, how are you reacting to recovery? Is it stressful, or are you trying to be positive about the fact that your body, it needs rest and it needs to recover? So, having that perspective is really going to improve your mental health as well. It just kind of enables you to, adopt a proactive mindset and face your challenge with some optimism, versus always feeling like you are in an adversarial position. Sorry. Oh, my notes just went flying all over the place. Let's keep it real. So what else can gratitude, how else can it positively impact your health? It can, it encourages healthy behaviors also. So when you are feeling a little bit more positive, looking for things that you're grateful for versus that fear, focusing on fear, then you're more likely to maybe exercise, maybe get out and get some fresh air and, get some sunlight. You may be able to focus more on eating better when you are starting to feel and think more positively about things. There are studies that show that showing gratitude and acting positively, it helps your pain perception and tolerance as well. Um, it chemically alters your brain. There's so many wonderful things about our body that it's the way that it functions and the mechanics of it and how hormones are produced. When we are more positive and we're in that calm state, then it alters your brain. It alters your perception, and it stimulates production of dopamine, which is your happy drug. So it is clinically proven that when you think positively, it reduces your pain. It's kind of a natural pain reducer. It also helps your sleep, because again, when you go from that focus on fear to the calm and, rest and relax, then you are going to sleep better. You are going to rest better. It quiets your mind. It quiets your body. You're not focusing on that. A lot of times I tell people who are in super stressful situations that 30 minutes before you go to bed, just close your eyes, be quiet, and try to think of the things that you're grateful for that have happened throughout the day. You'll think of one or two, no matter how dire your situation is. And that really helps to just quiet your body and get ready for that sleep, which we all know sleep is restorative. We need the sleep. Our liver needs the sleep. So, that is just probably one of the number one things. It lowers your blood pressure. It also, as your cortisol lowers and your dopamine and serotonin are increased. I don't know if you've heard of oxytocin, but oxytocin is another hormone that is produced from your body. And as your cortisol lowers, your dopamine and your serotonin increase. And those are both your feel-good hormones, and we need them. Your body needs them because when you're producing dopamine and serotonin, then other things are produced, like your sex hormones also. So oxytocin is one of those hormones that it gives you that feeling of bonding. So it's another thing that as you're expressing gratitude and you're thanking someone for something they've done, then oxytocin is released and you just feel that community and that bonding. It improves your brain function. Like I said, it lowers your blood pressure. Blood pressure is, super important when we are stressed out. Our blood pressure naturally rises because our body is signaling that we are in fight or flight. So when you start to feel some gratitude physiologically, it's going to lower your blood pressure. Your immune system gets boosted, your sleep improves, you're less sensitive to to pain, and your energy level is enhanced. There was something that I mentioned before about when you are feeling grateful, you probably want to start exercising. It kind of gives you that feeling like you can go out and exercise, move a little bit, and of course that is going to help your mood also. So, gratitude changes everything. It really does. And that's why there is probably 10,000 gratitude journals out there that you can buy, because it has been noted and scientifically studied that as you start to write down the things that you're grateful for, it starts to retrain your body and your mind. And it responds with positivity and with these enhanced physiological changes. Writing things down there's practices. There's some intentional practices we can go to. The journal that I mentioned, you can write things down. You can practice gratitude meditation when you get into a really quiet place and just think about all the things that you are grateful for. And again, if you're going through a really, really rough time, I want to be super sensitive to people who are listening to this that maybe in whether it's a physical or emotional or financial, whatever stress you're going into, finding some kind of gratitude is really going to help. And the slide before said something about brain function. When we tend to be stuck in this fight or flight, focusing on fear, our brains aren't really focusing on what we can do or how we can maybe get out of this struggle that we're in. So when we start to practice some of these intentional practices, writing things down, for me, brain to paper. That's just how I function. I have to write everything down, and it's not necessarily so that I can remember them. I laugh at myself because I don't take a grocery list, but I would leave it at home anyway. But when I write things down, I remember them. But it also helps me to really feel them in my heart. So, journal, meditation, express your gratitude to other people. If there's someone, as you're going through some kind of a struggle, if there's someone who has really impacted you, let them know. When you express your gratitude to someone else, you feel so good. And you make that other person feel really good too. But the serotonin and the dopamine that's released when you're expressing your gratitude to something is exponential. Use a gratitude prompt. I am grateful for my blank. I am grateful when this happens. Those kind of things. And again, I think it's a multi-million-dollar industry is these gratitude journals. And they work, otherwise they wouldn't be out there. So a gratitude jar, write something down and put it in a jar, and at the end of the week, go through your gratitude jar and look back at all the things that you've been grateful for. There's gratitude walks. You can go out in nature and be grateful for what you see. Gratitude prayers, when you sit quietly and pray about the things that you're grateful for. One of the big things too is limiting our complaints. I know it is so easy to complain, to wonder why, to just feel like the whole world is against you. But I do believe that when you start to practice gratitude, it's also going to limit your complaints. Before a meal, there's some people that pray before a meal. And so, you can always pray your gratitude before meals. Gratitude before bedtime, there's people that pray before bed. Or, like I said, just quiet yourself and in your mind, just go through the things that you're grateful to for that day. Because, there are going to be things that you may not think of in the hustle bustle of what you're doing. But I guarantee you, as you quiet yourself and think about things, then there will be some things that come to mind. Making these practices a consistent part of your routine, it builds a habit. And habits lead to lifestyle changes. And the more you can habit stack, the more these things are going to become a part of your life. And, these are things that aren't just, woo-woo out there. These have been scientifically tested and studied that show that all of these practices, all of these things that we start to habit stack, they become a lifestyle, and then they just become an automatic part of your life. So, making these practices intentional. Gratitude it's just a super powerful catalyst for your life. There's a quote by Amy Collette that says that gratitude is a powerful catalyst for happiness. It's the spark that lights a fire of joy for your soul. And I want to encourage everyone today, this week, and throughout this whole season, You know, it's a wonderful holiday season to really look at what we're grateful for. And I don't believe it should be just reserved while we're around the Thanksgiving table. I believe it should be something for every day, and it will improve your health. I promise you. You know, your health is not a habit. Everything I talk about is, or it's not a hobby, sorry. Everything I talk about is really, truly impactful if you practice them. A lot of things I talk about are free. You know, gratitude is free. Walking out in the sunshine is free. You know, just breathing in and out is free. So when you start to practice some of these things, you know, I truly believe that this will impact you. And if you would like any more information, please contact me at support@helloyourhealthiscalling.com. My website is symmetryhealthandwellness.com. You can find all of these. They live on YouTube at the Reinvented Life Network. And I really want to urge you to really take account of, you know, how freeing gratitude can be. There is also a quote from A.W. Tozer that says, "Gratitude is an offering precious in the sight of God, and it is one that the poorest of us can make, and be not poorer, but richer for having made it." So I'm going to leave you with that. Remember, if your health is calling, please answer it, or please contact me and we can go through what's going on. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wish everybody a very happy and blessed Thanksgiving holiday. And remember, make gratitude a practice from now on until forever. Don't just leave it for Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for tuning in to another empowering episode of Hello, Your Health is Calling with Sue Kostyk. Remember, your health journey is ongoing, and we're here to support you every step of the way. If you have any questions, insights, or stories to share, don't hesitate to reach out. You can connect with us on social media or call in live at 888-994-4995 Studio A. Together, we're transforming lives and embracing holistic well-being. Until next time, prioritize your health